Hello friends, I am Amarnath, faculty for Polity, Governance, Public Administration and Ethics, both for civil services as well as for Group 1 of both APSC and TSPSC. So, I warmly welcome to Sharat Chandra IAS Academy. In this session, we will talk about the approach that should be there for GS paper 3. That is paper 3 of APSC Group 1 exam. So, which contains the topics of polity, governance, ethics and law. That is, it includes polity, governance, public administration, the topics from ethics as well as from law. So, here let me explain the kind of approach that we should have for this paper. So in our class we'll try to complete each and every topic that is mentioned in the syllabus, because the questions that are asked in the exam, they revolve around these topics. So each and every topic is discussed, deliberated, and notes on each and every topic will be given in the class. That means there will be a tailored notes which will be very helpful for writing answers in mains exam. So not only notes, but even curated videos of the classroom will be given to the candidates. So both notes and videos will be given to the candidates. Along with this, after having a discussion on each and every chapter, there will be a model test or a mock test, where after every test there will be a test discussion, model answers will be given along with the class videos. So a topic wise test, it is a chapter wise test along with topic wise. That is, after completion of every topic, say for example, after completing the entire polity, there will be an exam on polity. Similarly for governance, public administration, ethics and law. So here most of the revision for exam will be ensured in the class itself, because of the time factor that should be seen in exam. So to avoid unnecessary time waste, we will try to reduce your efforts by making you to know the concepts very clearly and remembering them. So this is about, and coming to the way in which the topics are dealt. Remember, the entire syllabus is clearly divided into individual topics, so that every candidate has a clarity of what is expected and what will be expected in the mains exam. Say for example, previously the question came on Constituent Assembly. Question came on center-state relations. So here we will try to discuss each and every topic. That is, there is a micro scheduling of the entire syllabus, where the classes will be run according to this syllabus, according to the topics given to you. And the questions which are most questions which have a chance of coming in the exam, that is, the probable questions will be given in the class itself. That is, at the end of every topic, the expected questions from the topic will be given. Say for example, if you are talking about constitutional development, then 2 to 3 questions on constitutional development. Similarly is salient features. So that is how the entire class go on. So once we complete the syllabus, that is, by the time you complete the syllabus, you will find at least 100 to 150 questions in each section, and I am challenging right? Every question that is asked in mains exam will be around this. So our focus is not only to learn the subject but also to provide you the hints, to provide you the model questions along with the model answers in the class. So which will be more helpful for you to gain marks. Ultimately our rank depends upon the it total depends upon the way we are presenting the answer and the kind of information that we are giving in the answer. Alright, so this is how the entire syllabus will be proceeded. So the advantage of this institution is, alright, so you take polity. Polity is a common thing, alright, but the specialty of our institution is providing a model answer for each and everything. Alright, apart from this, the other parts of this GS paper, that is governance, right? Governance, public administration, and in fact I am a top scorer of public administration in UPSC mains exam, where I got 372, which is till now a highest mark in UPSC, and I have been teaching in UPSC for last 14 years. And the questions that are asked in group 1 mains exam, almost all they are similar to the questions asked previously in UPSC. So nowadays there is no much difference between the questions asked in public in UPSC or in APSC. So it requires a same kind of knowledge, a same information, and in fact the same style of presenting the answers. So we should have this kind of what we call strategies. So the one who is specifically preparing for group 1 or some other state service examinations, it won't help you. So in the contemporary period, for writing a very good answer in group 1 exam, it requires the expertise of the civils knowledge also, because the questions are on the lines of civils. So here every topic that is taught in governance or public administration or in ethics paper, it will be based upon the contemporary trends of group 1. That means it is almost all similar to UPSC. I'm clearly saying that it will be almost all similar. That means it is not same as UPSC. You won't be given the kind of UPSC question coaching in this institution. The level of preparation that is required for group 1, that means a more than traditional preparation, right? It is in between the UPSC level and between group 1 level, right? So it is just above the level and just below the level of group 1 and below the level of UPSC, right? So here we are not going to write UPSC exam, and our aim is to write group 1 exam, right? So every training that is given will be on the contemporary trends. Alright, so the advantage of this institution is in not only in papers like polity. So polity is a subject which is very traditional and which is conventional, but coming to the other topics like public administration, ethics or governance, right, which requires a kind of expertise, right, which requires a handmade notes, notes which you can use directly for exam. So last time questions were asked in group 1 exam, right, where you can attack that questions only when you have the knowledge of what you call not only the traditional polity, but also it requires the knowledge of information from the contemporary issues, the Yojana magazines, the current affairs, right, which you don't see in traditional group 1 preparation. So in our class we are going to provide you with all the required information which is gathered from different sources like Yojana, Kurukshetra, as well as the traditional public administration textbooks, right? I am challenging, if you follow these notes, you can answer any of the question that is asked in group 1 mains exam. It will be just a cakewalk for you, alright? So this is another importance of the class. Alright, so you will be given a topic wise notes on each and everything, not only in polity but also in governance as well as public administration. Questions came on Kautilya last year, questions came on Citizen Charter, questions came on Social Audit, questions came on Right to Information Act, right? So these are the areas which, say for example, let me show you, present you some of the questions asked previously. So this is the question paper of 2023 mains exam. So if you take this question, right, for your understanding, let me show how the question paper has changed. Right. So if you take this first question, examine the scope of reasonable restrictions and test of reasonability. The test of reasonability in connection with Article 19 of Indian Constitution. Question is not about Article 19. Question is about test of reasonability that was invented by Supreme Court in A.K. Gopalan case. And this is not restricted only to A.K. Gopalan case. The ambit of reasonability, the ambit of test of reasonability, it was widened by Supreme Court in the subsequent cases like Maneka Gandhi case. So we need to explain the scope of reasonable restrictions. That is, we need to explain the procedural reasonableness as well as substantive reasonableness. Procedural reasonableness that was given by Supreme Court in A.K. Gopalan case, and substantive reasonableness that was given by Supreme Court in Maneka Gandhi case. That is about what you call justness and fairness of the laws. So here, if you take this question is beyond a traditional question. It is beyond traditional. It is beyond the reach of traditional group 1 questions. It is similar to UPSC question. Normally, we will discuss these elements in UPSC, and in each and every class which I am teaching for last 14 years, this is a mandatory question in my class. You can just find out from my previous students. For every class, I have given this question, because these are the questions which you see normal in UPSC. But today in 2023 mains exam, these are the kind of questions which have come in group 1. That means the group 1 paper is moving beyond our traditional question papers. Alright. So don't be in an assumption, don't be in a myth that the question paper will be simple as previously. And day by day, right, it is becoming tough. So here my sincere advice is to choose that institution. My sincere advice is to choose that institution where you can find this kind of knowledge, where knowledge about the subject, who has a capacity of teaching UPSC aspirants. Right. So in our institution, each and every faculty has teaching for UPSC aspirants for not less than 12 years. Right. So which will help you in writing the good answers. Right. So if you take the questions asked, what you call in section 2, that is the public administration section. Alright. So question was on Kautilya's administration. Alright. So this question has come for 2 times. Question has come on Kautilya's administration, right, for 2 times. Right. And every year we see a question, and definitely I am challenging, there will be questions on meaning, scope, significance of public administration, evaluation of public administration, how PubAD has evolved, along with the questions on Kautilya, the questions on impact of British administration into present day Indian administration, that is how British India administration has influenced the present day Indian administration. So you can expect these kind of questions. Alright. So explain the scope of civil service reforms in India with a brief note on Mission Karma Yogi. A question asked in UPSC. This was a question asked in UPSC mains exam. Alright. So that means when you see these questions on governance, right, or ethics, they are more similar to questions asked in UPSC. That means we require right, preparation to the levels of UPSC. And here in our institution, we will train in this respect. Right? It is not just providing classroom coaching. It is even providing about the kind of support to write answers, where focus will be given on to each and every individual. Every candidate will be focused upon by this institution. Right? Because we value the career, the life of every aspirant. We spend years of time, so we don't want to waste your important career. And our sincere efforts is on your improving your answer writing skills, improving your answer writing, as well as promoting your improving your presentation skills. So both writing of answers and presentation, right, will be given. Adequate time, and on the entire syllabus will be completed in a time bound manner. Right? So depending upon the date of exams, right, your completion of syllabus will be done. So here it is not about dragging the syllabus, right, or finishing the syllabus without any adequate time or discussions. So we will spend ample amount of time to complete the syllabus. So both completing syllabus as well as the writing of answers as well as discussing of tests. So everything will be done in a time bound manner. So for me to complete this entire syllabus of polity, governance, public administration, ethics and law, it will take not more than 200 hours. Right? So that means if you imagine the entire syllabus of paper 3 will be done, right, within 2 to 2.5 months, not more than that, right, along with notes, right. And we promise to provide a class notes which you can have it as a ready reference to write in the exam. And this is what you should do, because we need to save our time, right. And coming to the references of this GS paper 3, that is paper 3 of Group 1 mains exam, though we have standard textbooks like Lakshmikant for polity, right, but for public administration you need not purchase the entire book, because we have only few topics from public administration. So for that few topics, just to follow the class notes, just to follow the notes given to you, it is more than enough. Similarly for governance, for each and every topic you will be given notes, and as of now you don't have a clear prescribed textbook or clearly prescribed source that you can readily use for governance. So again you need to depend upon the class notes. Though we have some kind of material in the market, but I don't advise the student to blindly depend on it, right. So governance is more a dynamic one, which requires gathering of current affairs, gathering of ongoing programs, policies of government, right. We need to follow certain government sites. Unless we do this, we cannot update our answers. So it is a dynamic one. So don't blindly depend upon the source which is available in the market. Follow on the class notes, right. Similarly for ethics, right. So even for ethics there will be, you have the books like lexicon or the Subbarao book or some Balaji book, but just it is a bulky when we when compared to the amount of marks and the amount of syllabus. So again for ethics there will be a class notes. So though we have books like lexicon or Subbarao, still you can depend safely on the class notes. So these are the sources for GS paper 3. So do attend our classes regularly and get the benefit and crack the exam. Thank you.